can find over here. Let me see if I can get the chat up. There it is. Hello, hello. I hope you all can find this. So sorry about the mix-up. I have one like. Hello, Locke. That's good to see you here. I'm not seeing my chat, so maybe I can take off my glasses. Hi, Mags. Hi, Rob. Hi, Mel. Hi, Robin. Gang's in the house. Sorry about that. I've never done mobile before, and I'm doing this on my... Hi, Jean. Hi, Joe. I've never done live on my iPad before from a hotel room in San Francisco. So, and I think you guys are over here, so I think I have to look over there. Hello, Basilian Allotment Man. So anyway, we are in, sorry, my glasses broke day one on the road trip. So these are my husband's cheaters so that I can see what people are saying. Anyway, everything they say about San Francisco, oh my word, is absolutely true. You know how they always show like fast, you know, the car chases that are going around San Francisco because it's all hilly. Oh my word. It is so hilly. Everything is at like an angle. It's crazy. We drive around here just going, this is absolutely insane. Everything is built on it. I don't know how they engineer everything they've done here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of cool. I mean, I've met my second grandson. So we're here with our little 2.5-year-old and our 10-week-old grandsons. And that has been absolutely wonderful. Let's see what else. We did a Badlands trip on the way, which was wonderful. And I'm hoping to get that video up tomorrow because I got some great footage. And I've had to get really good at mobile really fast because I don't usually, I do everything on my, I film with a GoPro and then I upload it to my PC. But now I'm, you know, we're doing mobile right now and some of it's turned out pretty good. So it's been a lovely trip. I haven't backseat driven too much. It was my big concern. It's kind of my personality sometimes. And so we've made it quite well. A couple things that I have learned from this particular trip is that, you know, we haven't done a trip to out west for about 10 years. And you kind of forget how incredibly vast the United States is. I mean, we have driven 2,800 miles, and most of it is absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And the mountains out west, there's just nothing like it. And it's gorgeous. So we have gone through 10 states and 3 time zones, and we get to just relax now a little bit. And stay in the same hotel room for a few weeks. But anyway, it's been, so if you ever kind of want to do a road trip, like a serious road trip out the west of the United States, oh my gosh, nothing like it. And my absolute favorite part of the West is the Pacific Northwest. So if you ever get a chance to go to Washington State or Oregon, oh my goodness, take it, because it is, it's amazing. Yeah, that is some mileage, Megs. You know, it's so funny, when I started being on Potty Mouth, excuse me, with my British buddies, I kind of was like, I was always thinking the UK was quite large because I've been there several times. it's smaller than the entire UK is smaller than the state of Michigan. So I was kind of shocked to find that out. So our idea of driving far is probably very different. Um, but it's well worth it, particularly when you can see beautiful countryside for almost every one of those miles. It was, it's, and um, San Francisco is beautiful. It's just, I can't believe um, there's a lot, it's a dense population here. And like I said, everything's on an angle. So we're actually going to go to Lombard Street, which is what I had on the other streams uh, thumbnail, because that's kind of the famous, drive back and forth because it's so steep. We are going to try to do that just because it's there. Uh, I imagine it's going to be like being on a roller coaster, I think. So anyway, we're having a great time, and yeah, we're just having a great time. But my garden buddy, Shelmar, just sent me some pictures about what's happening back home in the garden, and I got to tell you, I totally miss my garden. Miss it. Yeah, because out here, a lot of rocks, a lot of dry ground. I think they have much bigger watering uh, issues than we do. I don't think you're allowed to like water lawn out here. Oh, and a very exciting thing. Never seen this in my life. We were driving into California. I think we were from Nevada. Yeah, we're coming in from Nevada. And we were stopped, and we thought it was another toll road because you know how there's a lot of toll roads when you start traveling. But they were checking if we had any produce or any garden plants, like any plants of any kind. And I thought that was so interesting that apparently they're kind of trying to keep species that belong in California and not introduce other stuff. So very cool. Never, ever saw that in my life. So that was and luckily we didn't have either in the car. So we got through smoothly, but they kind of take it pretty seriously out here. So anyway, in my garden, 5 butternut squash were harvested, a little mass of pumpkins. Hi, Nicola. We're glad to have you. Thank you. So pumpkins, there's still a few pumpkins on the vine. All my tomatoes are out. I think the overwinter, I'm going to try overwintering some onions this year. They're Walla Wallas, and they're supposed to overwinter in my climate. So I've never done an overwintered onion before, but I understand you get a pretty big onion just in the spring. So that will be lovely if that works. And it's kind of Halloween time coming up, right? Forgive my upper lip. My gosh, I've had the worst chapped lips since we got here. So I was kidding my husband that it looks like I had my lips done, but I haven't. Anyway, but the top one just doesn't want to cooperate right now. So anyway, well worth it. I would do it any day of the week. Yes, thank you, Joe. I never thought I could do that. So I'm very excited. I think I will throw a piece of fleece over them for the majority of the winter, just to kind of little second skin there, so they maybe can do it. Oh, isn't that hilarious? Yeah, the day I get Botox, oh my gosh. Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking, if this is what your lips look like, it's kind of tragic. But it's stiff. Anyway, so if I put chapstick on while we're talking, it's just so I can get some movement out of it. Yeah, because yeah, no, we're going to talk about Botox. Anyway, so my stuff kind of coming to the end. Fennel is still hanging on, doing good. I won't pull that until kind of the last minute, but I think I have about 15 or 18 fennel that are doing beautifully. Uh, I'm a fan of fennel. I think that's one of those vegetables you either really like or really dislike. I guess put it maybe in the category of cilantro. You either like it or you don't. Um, we happen to like fennel in our house. Uh, well, hi, Steven. You're still getting tomatoes. Wow, good for you. Good for you. That's like your garden must just be so prolific. You are harvesting all kinds of stuff. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I have crocus, saffron crocus planted, and I'm hoping this year. Oh, peppers, yes. Oh my goodness. Like I planted a new variety of it's a hot pepper, but it's not it's like low hot. It's a little hotter than a jalapeno, and it has produced so many. Like I'm giving them away, like literally giving them away. Um, yeah, I do think the West. It sure drew the moisture out of my top lip. That's for sure. The bottom one's fine, but top one did not do so good. Um, yeah, I've had a phenomenal pepper year. Like to the point where I'm wondering, do I need to grow peppers next year? I don't know, because the next thing we're doing is cowboy candy and a few other things to store them. But I mean, I like a jalapeno. I don't want to eat it at every meal, so I think I have plenty. But oh my gosh, so good. So, and I brought my son-in-law on this trip, an entire. Oh yeah, I think Stephen. I think everything is later than it used to be, for sure. And I wonder if that's going to just be the new normal, that everything is just. Oh, Joe, cowboy candy. It's like a sweet hot. Let me think, what's in it. Um, it's jalapenos. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to remember that off the top of my head. And I don't do it. Some people like slice the jalapenos. I more blitz them in a food processor, so they're still chunky, but it's more like a spreadable thing. So there's sweetness in it. I think it's honey, or I don't use much sugar if I can't. I mean, I'll go for honey or one of the other options. Um, gosh, I will absolutely put that menu up or that recipe up. It's so good, and you can do it with. It's wonderful on an omelet. It's great as a sandwich bread if you want to do that. It's absolutely wonderful. I ruined all my black Hungarian peppers trying. Oh well, I will give you my recipe and we'll see if it doesn't ruin your peppers for you, because if it's not, I one year I did it with date sugar instead of regular sugar. Yes, it is kind of like a chili jam, only yeah, no, it's probably similar to a chili jam, uh, but it's very good. It's very good. Um, so yeah, I'll get that on my website, and then I'll post a link to it under this video. How's that? Because I will somehow figure out how to get this. I've got to get better at mobile, but I will. I did this really quick, so I'll I'll take the hit for that. I feel like I'm way too close to the camera. Okay. Oh yeah, but I have to be able to read, so I guess I'll stay here. Um, so what are we talking about? I'm bouncing all around here. I'm just happy to see all of you, even though I don't see you. I see your names, and I know who you are, and it's wonderful. A little focus on what's going to be happening here in the future. I'm hoping. I think moving to a Wednesday is going to long term work better. And I'm hoping to have a lot more guests on. Like that'll be kind of the thing, so that it's not just me babbling for an hour, that there's some other inputs. And uh, I know that Claire is interested, and I think she's just absolutely adorable and um, makes a great guest. And I know JB is into it for every couple of weeks. So I think that's going to maybe be the format moving forward, so that hopefully it'll be a lot more fun and a little more entertaining with some interactions. How's Oh, can you see out my window? The weather here, it's been like low 70s, lovely breeze because we're right on the bay. Um, I can see how people want to live here. Thank you, Nancy. Want to live here because of the weather. I mean, it's spectacular, and there's mountains everywhere. Oh, thank you, Mags. You're so sweet. Um, yeah, no, I can see why people. I just feel like this is almost like New York dense, only hilly. But obviously, it doesn't have the skyscrapers, and it's not New York high. It's just dense like that. Uh, but I'll tell you, the traffic out here, holy mackerel! I've been to LA and I've been to New York, so I know New York traffic is definitely dense, but it moves usually unless something has happened. LA traffic, 7 lanes of nothing moving for extended periods of time. I mean, it's horrible, and yeah, yeah. Well, we're giving Tony the time he needs to. So we're trying to keep our life skills up a little bit so that maybe potty mouth will come back in the future. So we're all hopeful for that, but I think still needs some time, and we're gonna do that and give him all of the time he needs. But we want to keep our life skills up a little sharper. So we might see some other potty mouth people on the channel, and maybe we'll even have Tony guest once to see if he wants to get his sea legs back and do that, because he's so good. He's so good at it that, and I miss kind of talking to him as much as I used to. Have you been down to the wharf yet? No. We got here, but this is Thursday. We got here Tuesday, and then we kind of slept a whole lot of, like, we went to bed really early Tuesday night and slept pretty late yesterday, because we're still trying to adjust to time. Although it's later, it's going to be harder on the drive back. But anyway, we are going to do some touring because our little 2.5-year-old grandson requires much entertainment, and so we'll do some road trips with him. But he's at the library this morning doing the reading around the library thing, which I think is adorable. They do, you go and people read stories. So yeah, we're gonna do some of the touristy stuff, if the wharf is considered touristy. I'm not sure that it is. Oh, I need to put, my gosh, this upper lip. Maybe I should get some Botox in it. Oh, crazy. Anyway, it was definitely dry at the Badlands, let me tell you. That was very arid. I realize I'm totally out of the frame now. But yeah, beautiful, sunny, no clouds in the sky. I mean, it's like the best you can get weather-wise. Okay, what else is happening in the garden at home? I think the celeriac is probably ready to come out. Have any of you had any success with that? I do enjoy celeriac a lot. Use it for a lot of different things. I even find it really nice in a slaw. It has a nice um, crunchy element. And what else is coming out? Cherry tomatoes are still, cherry tomatoes, man, they go until uh, the frost kills them. They just go go go. Um, but lettuce is doing fabulous, and probably will continue to until the very last moment. But lettuce can pretty much take a light frost. I don't know if my Brussels sprouts are doing anything. They were not sprouting. I mean, they were not forming sprouts uh, too much before I left. You could see them starting. So, if it makes it to November, maybe we'll have sprouts. But the white flies were kind of trying to call it their own. And I don't like those things. And the white cabbage butterflies hopefully will be, I don't know. I wish the squirrels would take care of the white cabbage butterflies. I don't know how we make that happen, but that would be phenomenal, right? At least give the squirrels a reason for being in the garden. That would be wonderful. And I still have potatoes, so we're leaving them until the kind of the bitter end. Everything's starting to die back though, and I'm very excited for next year's garden. Very excited. Kind of. I say this every year. I think I really mean it this year. I'm gonna streamline my varieties a little bit and just leave room for a couple new ones. I always like growing something new because I think it's fun. Yes. Wouldn't that be good if they had a reason for existing? Eating white cabbage butterflies, I think. That would be, oh my goodness. I wonder how we could do that. That would be very fun. Gosh, I would actually begin to like squirrels if they did that. Um, but yeah, I want to try to streamline what I'm growing. And, my herbs have been great this year too. Um, Done really well. I meant to tell you too. I brought my son-in-law. I have like a pint and a half jar of Bueno Mulata peppers that have been. Ooh, they have a sale going on. West Coast Seeds. I love their seeds. I've purchased from them a lot. I love these year-end sales. I kind of go a little crazy on the year-end sales. Unless it's for parsnips, which of course this year did absolutely nothing. No parsnips. Um, what was I saying? So I brought him dried Buena Mulata peppers. He loves Buena Mulatas. So I grow them every year for him. So I was able to get a pint and a half jar of dried peppers for him. So, well, I guess that meant we brought produce. What if that? I don't think it was dead. So it wasn't like an apple or something. Oh, wonderful. Let's see. Yeah, no, yeah, you don't need to trigger too much because I think it's definitely an addiction in my life, and you know, I'm glad to own that one. It's never changed. I will always have more seeds, but I also give away a lot of seeds. So, and even some things that I try, and I know that the seeds will make it easily the next year. We have a little, what do I want to call it? It's a little you grow something you don't want, or you have too much, um, or you want to take it's a great place to put zucchini because we all know how they grow. Um, but so if you have so it's like a little neighborhood, it's like a book lending thing or a book library thing. But this is a come get seeds if you want them, leave seeds if you want to leave seeds, leave produce, take produce, whatever. So I always give a big box of seeds to that every spring because I go through my seeds over the winter and make some choices and make room for the new stuff because I've limited myself. I'm not even going to tell you. It's it is what is the word, support group worthy. How much I limit myself because it's really not much of a limit. But I do have an actual space that they can't take up more than that. Oh, wow, Rob. Congratulations. Yeah, not one came up. Not one. Not one. So I think next year, since I was trying to do this, the parsnip challenge that Steve wanted to do. I thought, oh, I got to do this. Um, I think I'm going to pre-chit them like in paper towel and a plastic bag or something because not one of them did anything. Oh, also I have carrots still in the garden, and these are the purple. They're not called purple, but they're dark, dark. They're almost black. Uh, Pusa aceta, I think. And okay, Nancy. Uh, oh, nice. Cover crop of white oats. I realize I kind of have to read these quickly because they come up and then they go away. But at home I have on my PC I can pull comments over, which is really nice. But I need to maybe look into a streaming thing for um, mobile because I'm realizing come like next spring I could do some lives out in the garden instead of in my office strapped to a PC. So, and I'm editing the Badlands video on my iPad. Yeah, I love a carrot out of the garden. Carrots are obviously naturally sweeter, but when you pull them out of the garden, there's just nothing like that. Although I could say that about almost everything you can pull directly out of the garden because it's just that good. So, what are you all doing this week in the garden? What's happening in your neck of the woods? So anyway, look for uh, the Badlands video. I think will be up tomorrow, and we were going to hit Yosemite on the way in, but we were all getting to planting garlic. Oh, thank you. That reminds me. I need to ask Shelmar to do that. Yes. Uh, you want to avoid the root fly or the carrot root. Is it a carrot root fly? Yeah, it is. And I just missed whatever that last comment was. Oh, I get so jealous that you guys can grow stuff over the winter. But I'm happy that you can. Okay, well, my garlic, I'm planting garlic that I grew last year. So I'm hoping to kind of keep doing that. So I'm trying to read here. Yes. Oh, Mags, you have done such a great job with your new garden. I mean, you are using every inch of that. And if you all don't know, Mags has her own channel. I think it's a note. Let me think. I know it's the dinosaurs who live. Welcome or in the garden, my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. I think that's correct. If that is not, Mags, please correct me. Oh, nice garlic. It's garlic time, isn't it? Yeah. Um. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nicola. I am. So, I am. That's very sad. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard when our parents uh, are going through things like that. I've lost both my parents, so it's hard, right? I don't think we're really built to deal with death. Like, I don't think we really were ever supposed to. Um, yeah. Anyway, you take care, Nicola. That's hard. Uh, but anyway, I was talking about Mag's channel. Uh, Done a phenomenal job on the garden. So if you want to get some good garden inspiration and how to do things, Mag's channel is great. Honestly, I was gonna call my channel. Oh, nice. Well, I think it's always nice to have a polytunnel available, right? Uh, yeah. Thank you, Rob. That's kind. Um, where was I going with that? Sorry about Mags. Oh, because her channel is My Garden and the Dinosaurs Who Live There. I actually have dinosaurs in my garden. So I was going to call it something about dinosaurs in my garden. And then, oh, am I? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so you're not the dinosaur Mags. Okay. Uh, oh, I'm sorry, Stephen. I missed that. I always go back and read everybody's comments. So don't think they're getting. There's just no like column on this thing. Oh, well, don't be sorry, Mags. My mistake. Because she goes by Mags as well. So I'm glad you're here, and you don't have dinosaurs in your garden. So anyway, I had wanted to do that, and then I couldn't believe somebody already had that as a name for their garden, and or for their channel. So Real Food Comes Dirty became the name. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Got new windows and doors put in my house. Oh, they all went away. Ah. Okay, maybe it'll come back. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, so after we leave here, but I will do another live next week on Wednesday, and excuse me, on Thursday, and then I kind of want to start transitioning to Wednesdays. So when I get back, we actually arrive home on a Wednesday, so I think that might be my last Thursday live, and then we'll move to Wednesdays and we'll have guests. So that's the plan. Okay, I was telling you about what we're doing after we leave here. Although we will take you on some adventures here in San Francisco. We are going to go to Yosemite on the drive home, and we'll be staying at the park, I think, for a day. We are going to the Grand Canyon, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's just going to be I've never been there. And as you'll see, even on the Badlands pictures, I mean, pictures just do not do what is live. They just don't do it justice. Because as I was going through and editing the video, I thought, wow, these are so spectacular in real life that this video is kind of, it just doesn't do it justice. But that's all we have, right, is video and pictures to remind us of what we saw. But yeah, I plan to thank you, Nancy. I mean, I've obviously looked at a lot of pictures of the Grand Canyon, and I thought, wow, and I've looked at pictures of the Badlands. Beautiful, seems expansive. And then I got there and I saw them and I thought, oh my gosh, the Grand Canyon is going to make me cry, because I can only imagine how spectacular that is. And we might, depending on our timing, we might throw in another trip to Rocky Mountain National Park, which is probably one of my favorites. I mean, they're all beautiful in their own way, but Rocky Mountain just, man, has Yeah, I think it's my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. And she just moved this past year, and it's kind of taking it from what it was and turning it into a very productive little garden. So, yeah. And if you do, tell her I said hi. Oh, this lip. It looks like it's plastic. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna put on a little more of this stuff. I used to order Rob from Mole Seeds. They are not currently shipping to the US anymore, but I got lovely varieties from there. I used to also order from a company called Seedaholic, which I kind of consider myself to be, and it's in Ireland, and they are not currently shipping to the US either. So I am, wiggling my way through to get my UK seeds that I like. But there's an Etsy shop, I think for Chiltern seeds, and they ship to the US still. So it's nice to have a little connection over there. So it's garlic time for just about everybody. Anybody planting spring bulbs? I have all kinds of tulips coming in. They're not here yet, and I think all of that is because everything's a little bit late. But I'm really doubling down on the tulips for next year. Well, hi Claire. Welcome. We were talking about you earlier, so maybe your ears were burning slightly. Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring out this mobile live thing, and it didn't kind of work like I thought. So, oh, Nancy, oh, you are going to. This was the first time last year was the first time I really doubled down on spring bulbs. Was so happy I did. They are so beautiful, and again, they don't obviously last like annuals that are meant to, but after you've seen snow and brown and everything just looks blah, when those colors come up, it's breathtaking. So I ordered a lot of them for this year, so kind of excited for next spring. It'll be a beautiful. Oh, the day outside looks so nice, and we're heading back to our daughter's home in a little while, and play with the boys. So, and they look so much alike. Claire, you have been you've not been at your allotment much. We're not saying anything, but you've kind of been, taking it easy. But I imagine everything's growing anyway. I'm not used to wearing cheaters, and these would not be my choice anyway, but it does help me see. So, what seed company did I order my tulips from? I think it's called Color Blends. I think it's called Color Blends. I will look, and if it's not, I will put that. I will put it in the notes. I'll put it as a link in this video when I go back, because I'll go back and read it and remember that I need to reply to that. I think it's called Color Blends. I bought a ton of tulips, and I bought some allium bulbs, because many of you who've been watching this know that I did Yeah, I did a lavender, uh, I don't know, like a snake, an S shaped in my boulevard at our home, and I want to plant these purple alliums because I think they grow to like 3 or 4 feet tall. They're really big ones in between, so they'll come up a little, and yeah, they'll come up a little bit before the lavender kind of opens up. So I'm hoping that will add a little bit of spring interest. I also ordered some Muscari, grape hyacinth, the little baby ones, which are. But I really leaned heavily into tulips. I love tulips, and the tulips I had in the front of my home, squirrels didn't bother. And normally squirrels will eat tulip bulbs, but they won't necessarily eat daffodil bulbs. I'm more of a fan of tulips than daffodils. I would probably like daffodils better if they pointed upwards instead of like sideways. Just always seems like they're sad to me. Uh, Muscari or weed in your garden? Oh, please give me weeds like that. Love them. They're so. I always think of a little fairy garden, and that these could be like a cool tree in a fairy garden. But I just have them around pots, and they're just so beautiful. Well, look at you, Claire. Awesome. You're taking it easy, but you know your stuff. So I like that about you. Uh, oh, okay. Yeah, I've got a really big pot on my deck. I know it's huge, and I planted muscari around it last fall, and oddly enough, the greens just keep growing, and they're beautiful. I don't know if that means they're gonna die because maybe they came out. Um, let's see. Yes, yeah. I've also seen that there's such thing as like a tulip cage that you can plant them in. Uh, so they're like all encased in a cage. I just Here's what I thought. It was that point in the year when I put them in last year that I thought, you know what, live or die. You gotta earn your spot in my garden, and that was where I was last year, and they did, and they came up beautifully. Um, yeah, it might be a little early. Well, it depends on your weather. Right now I feel like I hardly know my. Uh, oh wow, I want weeds like you guys have. Um, yeah, I'm realizing I do need to get my garden. Do you guys soak your garlic before you plant it? Um, I'm a garlic soaker, and I think it works really well. So, oh, this lip is gonna kill me. Anyway, yeah, if you can soak your garden, I go to a place called Keen Garlic, Keene, and I think Stephen from uh, no, I don't want your mare's tail. Thank you very much, Claire. Um, I think Steve from Urban White Buffalo Farm, uh, also purchases his garlic from Keene. But they do a pre-soak, and I've been doing it, and I figure if a garlic farm does it, I'm gonna try it. Uh, but it's you soak it in vodka or some other. I just buy like swill vodka, like vodka that no one would ever think to drink. Cheapest stuff I can find. You soak it in there for about an hour, and that yeah, he does that if you plant it late. and my gardener adds some sulfur. But if you don't plant it too late, and these are all tricks and tips from uh, garlic farms, which, that I think that's where we should take our tips on growing garlic, right? Um, so yeah, if you plant them too late and you're not sure they're going to root in as nicely as you'd like, you put a little sulfur in the dirt, and it will not. They will tend. It's to make them not rot, so that in the spring, because you know how spring gets usually moister and wetter than most winters, they won't rot before they root. So the soak method is you soak it in vodka. I think you can also soak it in like isopropyl alcohol, but cheap vodka is pretty cheap. So you soak it in there for about an hour, and that's going to help take bacteria or any molds or anything that are growing on the garlic, and so they're going to go and clean. And then you put them in a solution. It's a 5-gallon bucket. You fill that with water, and you add a teaspoon or two of mycorrhizal fungi, some kelp, ground kelp, and some fish emulsion. And you soak those overnight, the cloves, before you plant them the next day. And if you leave them for a couple days, which I've done, you're not supposed to, but I have, you can see roots shooting out the bottom before you even get them in the ground. So I'm a believer. Drank the Kool-Aid. I do it every year. I don't know if I'd want to drink garlic flavored vodka. And I buy the cheapest one I can find. So I probably would not. I get my mycorrhizal fungi on Amazon. Yeah, that's and they have vast varieties. But if you want to look for brand names, if you go to Keen, I think it's called keenorganics.com, and follow through on their garlic growing guide. And don't let Martha Stewart on the front scare you. Because she does the soak too. So she's on that's new. And I saw her there recently, and I thought, oh golly. So she's, anyway, she does that soak as well. And anyway, I'm a believer in it. So, but go there. They're the ones that I got the soak from. This is not my idea. This is theirs. And I just use it and find it really good. I was very pleased with my garlic harvest this year. I did buy a few. Just realized that. I need to let Shelmar know there's 4 more heads coming in the mail. I try not to, but we got to do what we like to do, right? Yes, I use the Mycos brand. Yes, it's a very good brand. Okay, something about a blackcurrant bush, but it went away. I'm going to see if there's maybe a streaming app that I can put on here that I can control a little better. And I realize I keep looking over here because that's where the comments are, but I know the camera's over there. So I'm trying to and I also want, the other thing is I'm planting a lot of cover crop, doing crimson clover for where my tomatoes all were, because I think they need a little boost that's more natural than adding things. So we're doing that in a couple of our beds, so they'll have at least something going on in the winter. And I also want to try, which I wanted to do this year, we just never got to it. I want to try, I do a lot of composting in place because we don't based on being in a city, we can't really do a compost pile. Uh, but I also wanted, and so I usually lay things just on the beds and let them at least add, uh, more uh, nutrients and uh, what is the word I'm looking for? Anyway, I do that, but I want to bury in the beds like little 3 gallon buckets with lids so that we can compost our kitchen scraps into the beds, and you drill holes in them, but you leave the cover on the top that you can obviously take off and add more, and then the worms come in and out of the holes and form compost. So I want to try that in this coming year, because I feel like we throw out a lot of stuff that would really help the garden in the long run. So I want to try doing that. And I'll do a video of that as we're doing it. But I already bought the 3 gallon buckets, and I got those lids that screw on rather than the ones that pop on, because those can be kind of fussy to deal with. So I hope that's gonna. I'm trying to make my soil as just just as nutritious as it can be, and I'd rather put those kitchen scraps back into the earth than add them to a landfill. So so I want to. So there's a couple like structural things that I want to get set up, and if we have, okay, we get back, we're home again, I think November 1st. So depending on the weather, we still might be able to install those before the winter hits, which would be a great thing to do. Well, okay, I read that really quickly, Claire. Do you think the slugs would go into that? I'm trying to read quickly because these things pop up rather than just stay there. So yeah, we don't really have slug, and my beds are all at least 30 inches high. Oh, Mel, thanks for being here. We'll see you next week from, I think, this same hotel room. Unless I can figure out a way maybe to do this where you guys can see some water or something. Yeah, so I kind of would love to try to do this outside. So, again, maybe we can do that. I'll get a little more organized by next week. We're still, again, adjusting to life out of suitcases, but it's been kind of fun. We've had a good time. We played, what was the game we played on the way here? Because Kevin and I were both realizing we thought our geography of the United States was significantly better than it is. Particularly Kevin, he was kind of like a geography dude. I was more science and math. He was geography and English. And so we tried to name the states alphabetically. We did kind of okay doing that. We at least, could name them A through Z, and we'd miss one and go, oh yeah, that was in the W's. And then we tried going through and listing. No, I've not done that, Joe. And I have seen some people do that. That really actually seems easier, doesn't it? Oh, that's okay. We're glad you made it. Late, what is it? Late is better than never, right? And I will figure out next week how to get the actual thing. Locke, I sort of agree with that. I'm a little bit of a believer, if you know what I mean. part of the Kool-Aid I drank, I think. Uh, I've noticed a difference when I use it. So I kind of use it, but even in the pre-soak, I think it's good to get those little roots growing. But yes, nothing is gospel when it comes to gardening, or very few things. It's all what works in our environments. It's what I also got some super soil. I forgot about that. I need to try that. I'm a little skeptical, obviously, but I think for next year that would be a great addition. It can't hurt to try it. So I think that's another thing that I might try for next year. And yeah, well, guys, this was so fun. Guys and gals, I don't want you, Mom. I'm saying guys like humans, not only the men. Uh, yeah, I just want to. I think obviously, the better our soil is, the better our stuff grows. And I think I might try that bean trench too. Never done. I've seen several allotment people do that, and have never been one who did. Uh, yeah. Okay. Well, guys, we're at the top of the hour. Can't believe that went as quick as it did. Um, so good to have you all here. Kind of connects me. And thank you for taking time out of your days to sit here and chat with me. And we'll be back again next Thursday. And I'm going to try to do it outside, so you have a little scenery in the background other than this lamp and beige walls. And get your garlics in, or at least start thinking about getting your garlics in. Let's see. Oh, thank you. And again, look for the video in the next day or so of the Badlands. And we might be also being able to post some soon about life just around San Francisco. So you all have a great week, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you. Okay, now I have to figure out how to turn this off. I have my other one all figured out. So you can all just laugh for a moment. Thanks, Rob. You have a good night, sir. I think I just close it.